He spent 10 years in a maximum security prison, a particularly violent place.
I'll probably either get stabbed by somebody or I'll have to stab somebody.
Diving into the heart of the American prison system. Return to Orlando, Florida. It's 4 a.m. Sergeant Applenell goes to her place of work, the Orange County Jail. 30 minutes of travel during which she mentally prepares herself.
My morning routine consists primarily of getting mentally prepared to go to work. I generally at work, I don't want to bring any issues with me to work that aren't appropriate to help me do my job. So I kind of like do a little mental meditation. And the hardest part about my job is always being able to be prepared, mentally and physically, to respond. Most of the time I don't have to respond physically, get into a physical altercation, but it's the possibility and the stress of knowing at any moment something could happen. That keeps your stress level high, and you always have to be alert. So I'd say that constant state of alert is probably the hardest part about my job.
Sergeant Lynn Applenell has been a penitentiary guard for 20 years.
Good morning.
As soon as she arrived, the sergeant was called urgently to the registration center. An agitated inmate has just assaulted a guard. Several agents must master him. The man is pinned against a padded table specially designed to facilitate the search of detainees without injuring themselves.
Put on the ground, lift the other one, please.
Even shoes are checked, in case a weapon is hidden. The whole operation is filmed by a guard, a way to guard against a possible blunder accusation.
Thank you, sir. Can I talk to somebody from my top? Take your mom. Hands up your head. Stay like that until the door shuts. Now the door closes, sir.
I'm filming to have a record of this incident. In case force was used, it will be used as evidence. And it's something we can review to see exactly what happened.
Avoid burrs, be efficient and ensure the safety of the guards as well as that of the detainees. These are the golden rules in this third millennium prison. The incident under control, Sergeant Applenell continues her rounds. In 20 years, she saw Florida's prison population double, then triple. And she witnessed all the changes related to this evolution.
What you're going to see this morning is a newer style jail. We've progressed from the linear style jail, which is bars, into a podular setting.
The pods are these fully glazed living spaces which look like aquariums. Inmates sleep in cells with 2 or 3 berths or in dormitories, depending on how dangerous they are. Beds, sinks, toilets, everything fits in a space of 12 square meters without any separation, any privacy. In the annex, the living room. The prisoners take their meals there, relax there, are bored there. Everything is organized in one place in order to minimize the movement of prisoners and the contacts between the pods. But the inmates always manage to find their tricks to circumvent the rule. These men, for example, use sign language to communicate through glass walls. A practice tolerated by the guards.
And we have podular units surrounding the control room. And you have, in these pods, you have everywhere from general population to some pods have lockdown inmates. I'm going to take you inside the control room. And that's kind of like the heart of this floor in this building. Hello. Our supervisor provision here. We use cameras, and we can see in all the units. The officers don't have a large amount of interaction inside the units with the inmates. They do mostly from here or through what they call the beanhole.
The pod principle is to allow guards to communicate with inmates without physical contact. 2 guards manage the control room. Around them, 4 pods each housing 60 prisoners. 2 guards are enough to control 240 prisoners. Hard to do more efficiently.
For an attorney interview? Yes. So I can
The
announce.
pods are equipped with speakers.
Okay.
When guards need to communicate with inmates, they use a microphone from the control room.
Come to the door, please, for an attorney interview. Thank you.
The incursions of the guards inside the pods therefore remain exceptional.
We do go inside the units if there's problems, if somebody needs attention for different inspections, etc., or if we just need to talk to somebody. But the officer's post is not inside the unit.
Why?
The style of jail it is, the setup. Staffing is always a consideration, but our population is a consideration too, and population escalates, population de-escalates. So, but we have great control and visuals. We have a lot of cameras around.
So get on with the beat. Down on South.
6 cameras in each pod, no blind spots. Control room supervisors can see every corner of the cells 24 hours a day. Including in showers and even toilets. But that does not exempt the officers from making rounds, especially on the 3rd floor of the prison, a sensitive floor, that of the most dangerous prisoners. They are 2 per cell, in a space of about 10 square meters. Here, the light never goes out, not even at night. Every evening and every half hour, these agents walk past the pods. They make sure everything is in order.
When we do these security inspections, we also, it's called prevention. There could be a sexual assault going on. There could be an attempted escape going on. It's happened in the past.
Sexual assault between prisoners, a taboo word in prison. Embarrassed, the press officer who accompanies us intervenes and gives us a more official discourse.
When they conduct their visuals, it kind of deters the inmates from doing what they aren't supposed to do. They do a great job, and for the most part, we don't have that. We don't get into situations like sexual assault.
According to the U.S. Department of Justice, more than 4% of detainees would have been victims of rape at least once during their stay in prison. That is about 80,000 people in 2010. In Orange County, despite all security measures, the violence of men, but also of women detainees problem number 1 remains. Agent Fesselmeyer is part of the prison's anti-gang unit. In his office, he has a whole collection of homemade weapons confiscated from prisoners.
This is a homemade shank. What they call a shank is a makeshift knife. We call shanks here. This is from broom handle. Someone broke a broom handle, took some of their linen, tied it up, and so they wrote they'll kill you. I know also from this shank right here that someone from either the rival gang like Folk Nation or Gang Disciples got a little pitchfork right there. So I know kind of what group made this weapon just by looking at it. Yeah, it looks pretty primitive, but in a prison this could do a lot of damage. He's probably right here trying to make a handle, which I have other ones where they tie around their hands, so they start stabbing someone, they don't lose it. The blood don't make you lose it. Here's another weapon right here. This is nothing. This is a lock and a sock. You probably hear about it all the time. This is a lock and a sock. That's all it is. Tied around with a sock. They start hitting someone in the head with it. Again, stick. You can do damage hitting someone in the head with this.
When was the last time an officer was injured?
The last major officer injured actually was me 2 months ago in a big use of force. Me and 2 SRT sergeants. And inmate didn't want to go back in the cell. He started throwing chairs around. Sergeant got hurt. I jumped in. Guy's 20 years younger than me and a lot bigger, so we were scrapping until we got some help there. Me and two sergeants him, but it was a pretty good fight.
In this prison, despite the transparency of the pods and the draconian security, the number of officers injured during their service is constantly increasing. Here, on average, 5 guards are assaulted each month. Often very violent surprise attacks, as shown in this video filmed in another prison, in Texas. In these images, everything seems calm. The guards do not suspect that the 2 men on the phone are about to escape. In another room, other inmates start a fake fight, forcing the guard to leave his post. When the door opens, the 2 detainees take the opportunity to burst into the checkpoint. They go first to the goalkeeper, then to his colleague. One of them is violently thrown to the ground and beaten. He manages to get up. The fight continues. But meanwhile, it seems that one of the inmates activated the opening of a security lock located off-screen, thus allowing the other to escape. He will flee in a car waiting for him behind the prison while the other is overpowered by a guard. Orange County, 6 a.m. Lieutenant Bynes is on a war footing. She oversees the anti-gang team, of which Agent Fesselmeyer is a part. She's just been called in to perform a surprise search. The team had a tip. An inmate is said to be in possession of a cell phone. It is urgent because a phone smuggled. It means a breakout may be brewing.
Just before we go in, just want to give you guys a little brief what we're going to do. We're going to strip these guys out. You guys, the males, go ahead and strip them out in the back. We'll stand by and do security up front and make sure we manage them up front. Okay?
These inmates have just been awakened. They must leave their dormitory immediately. The search is about to begin. In this unit, prisoners share a large room. Each of them has a locker for their personal belongings.
Just your towels, just your towels. Open up your lockers, don't take anything out.
Agent Fesselmeyer is in charge of the body searches.
No. Fingers. Ears. Like this. Drop your shorts. Squat cloth. So next.
One by one, the inmates will pass this exam. A full body search because it is often on themselves that the prisoners hide prohibited objects.
I'm going to close this door. So if they'd like to look and see where we're searching at, probably maybe make sure we're not searching their hiding spot, so we kind of conceal what they can see. Typically, what we're doing now is based on the information that we receive about the cell phone, we're going to target this particular inmate's area.
Thanks to their informants, investigators have an idea of who may have this phone. So they're going to search the perimeter of his bunk.
Tea bags. There could be something inside.
It's something we check all the time. It's always places to hide things in jails, no matter what we do and how we structure it. So that's part of the game inmates play, and that's why we're here, to make sure to maintain safety for them as well as us.
They're not allowed to store food up here, like food that's unwrapped, like bread and stuff they get during their lunch trays, because they'll keep with all the sugar. There's a good chance to get some fruit and they'll make some alcohol. It's pretty simple to make buck over here. They use oranges, bread, and sugar, and let it ferment for a bunch of days in a container, and there they go, they have alcohol. I personally wouldn't drink it, but it's all you can get in here. Look through here to see if there's any razors or anything. Might be in the corners of these books. I don't know how they get some of the stuff they get. But I said the hottest thing we got, when we got this guy the cell phone, he kept denying it. Officer McKendall brought him over for an x-ray. It was there. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Oh, they like to hide stuff, they call it suitcasing, where they use their rectum to hide stuff, and actually have the cell phone up there.
Oh. Speakers. Interesting. Those batteries from motors from somewhere.
It looks like it's speaking from the phone.
It makes it pretty crafty. A lot of them probably are electricians or things by trade, and they create and build any and everything.
Phone parts and toilet paper rolls. Here, everything can be hijacked.
I just breeze through, look for words, maybe gang stuff or street names and stuff. I don't really read exactly what's in the letters unless it catches my attention. I always look for gang stuff. It's some of the simplest things that people don't realize it's gang related. It's just writings or just drawings, but we're doing this for a while. We catch on to it.
The search is over, but teams from the anti-gang unit did not find the famous mobile phone. However, the lieutenant remains confident.
We may not find it today, but if they see another inmate with a cell phone, of course, it's hey, if they don't get to use a cell phone, they're going to turn you in.
Inmates are invited to return to their space. But Agent Fesselmeyer will not stop there. He fully intends to pursue the investigation with his own methods.
One of the things we find that, again, people breeze through, don't realize it, but it's what I love to find is paperwork. Paperwork will tell me everything. These guys love to write stuff down. They like to write, like, diaries and notes and letters they're going to send to their girlfriends or friends at one time. So we get some of the stuff. I try and grab it, go through it. I don't think everything, but it's something I need in there. Once I open up his stuff, I see all these little kites in here. Kites are letters they send back and forth to each other. So, okay, it might be something. But then as soon as I open up this, I know right away from doing all my gang stuff, when he was writing Captain Black, I know he's writing a blood B right there. That's B for blood, number 5, and a 5-point crown. And that's worldwide, that symbol. So I'll start breezing through stuff and see what it is. See if there's anything interesting in there. I'm looking for street names, gang names, to see who's doing what. So if I know their street names, I can stay on the same level and talk to them.
Example with this prisoner member of a gang.
Tiny, right? You already know who I am, right?
The man is a newcomer to this prison. Agent Fesselmeyer wants to get to know each other.
First of all, I see you got a 6-point star right there. So obviously you're gang psycho folk. What do they call you?
Casper.
Casper, how long have you been in GD for?
Since I was 13.
How old are you?
30.
30, awesome.
Emmy, nicknamed Casper, is a repeat offender. He has been in prison regularly for 20 years. At 13, he was imprisoned for a burglary, 20 years old for domestic violence. Today, he is there for the theft of several vehicles.
What are the gang-related tattoos you have, man? I saw some other stuff walking out. So you've been in prison before too then, huh? Okay. BOS, Brothers of the Struggle. Pitchforks up, 6-point star. Well, you were GD, you didn't affiliate with International Posse or Crips or that stuff in Eastside, did you?
Yes, sir.
You got cause no trouble in jail, have no problem. You know we have bloods everywhere in the jail. You have no problems with anyone? You don't want to give you a problem with your tattoos? That's all you got on you?
Yes, sir.
Let me photograph him real quick and then be on your way. If I need to talk to you again, I'll see you. I know you caused no trouble. I'm not trying to ride you. You're going to stay up here and keep working. So as long as there's no problem, the gang stuff ain't going to bother you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Got it. All right, appreciate it, man. If anything else, I'll come see you. Need something, come get me. All right?
When data comes at you fast, come up with answers even faster. SAS Via.
She's there at the top of the hill.
You're making this up.
You could have a point. The fact is the dog magically appeared.
Decide to lead. Enroll in ROTC to become an Army officer.
Sergeant Fesselmeyer is the gang specialist. His look is an asset to gain the confidence of the prisoners.
You're working with people that have tattoos. You have a bunch of tattoos. Is there a connection?
When I started doing the gangs a bunch of years ago when I first got here, that's what if you notice, they all call me Tattoo. I didn't start it one day, they may call me Tattoo about 4 years ago, and it just stuck right there 4 years ago. Difference in my tattoos and their tattoos, mine aren't gang related, theirs are, but I think when they see my tattoos, I come talk to them, they can see me on a different level than I look like, clean cut, cop on the street sometimes. So they see me, they know, okay, this guy is pretty straight, and I think it's got me indoors sometimes that if I didn't have my tattoos, they wouldn't have talked to me. I really think my tattoos have helped me in my career with gangs, definitely.
Each warden has his methods of gaining respect from the prisoners. Sergeant Applenaup greets each detainee with a wave of the hand.
If I walk down the corridor and I don't have any eye contact, I portray like I'm afraid or paranoid. And as an officer, I want to portray and be confident. And no harm, no foul, and just a polite hello or a greeting. Going to go into the next building.
In this piece, 100 prisoners relax or play cards. Suddenly, seeing our camera, a man, member of a gang, makes a sign to the attention of his brothers. 3 pointing fingers, clenched fist, 5 pointing fingers is 305, the rallying sign of the Miami gang. In prison, these codes are strictly prohibited. Sergeant Applenaup immediately calls him to order.
Mister, what dorm are you from? Okay, Christian dorm. And you're throwing up signs?
I said 305. Oh, sorry.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Wait for me in your dorm, okay? Please. I'm asking you really nice. Don't make me and you have a problem, okay? Meet me in your dorm. At the officers. Thank you.
Finally, this inmate gets away with a simple call to order.
No fight. Good communication skills. No problems.
Sergeant Applenaup handled the situation. Gangs are the scourge of American prisons. 60% of the prison population would be part of it. Prisoners at risk for guards because they clash at the slightest opportunity. Head to the outer courtyard. In this prison, all prisoners are entitled to 1 hour of outdoor recreation each day. The spaces provided for this are a few meters from the dormitory. Objective: to limit travel. But some detainees cannot be mixed with others. Too dangerous, they are in a cell, isolated 23 hours a day. And when they come out in the open, it's to go into these individual cages. 15 square meters. They turn in circles like wild animals. It may surprise, but in reality, it is an improvement in their conditions of detention.
When we didn't have this, we could only use this rec yard for 1 inmate, 1 hour a day, 7 days a week. So now we could bring 7 inmates out at one time. That has to be rec separate. And this is considered separately because there's no way they can either harm each other or harm themselves. They're protected. So we can do 7 inmates an hour. Thus far, gives us more inmates a day that we can rec throughout the jail.
Thanks to these new measures, inmates in solitary confinement are now entitled to a recess every day. According to management, they are 3 times less aggressive than before. But not all prisons have this infrastructure. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, fights between prisoners are on the rise. Here's what can happen at any time in a dormitory where the detainees are grouped together. A simple altercation between 2 men causes a real riot between dozens of prisoners. Everyone gets into it. The opportunity to take out his weapons, like this man who hits others with a padlock hidden in a sock. Control the violence of prisoners. This is the problem facing all prisons, especially those that accommodate long sentences. Head to Maryland. In this state, a few large farms and 4 penitentiaries. Seen from the outside, this detention center looks like a university campus. Inside, more than 2,000 criminals locked up for several years, even their whole life. Here is the sports hall, a place frequented by inmates, and not just for fun.
This is my die. And I'm not going to be weak and die. At 56, I can still go. And I'm still going. So, I need to stay healthy and in shape.
Bill has been in prison for 28 years. Charged with first-degree murder in 1984, he was sentenced to capital punishment. A review of his trial 20 years ago allowed him to leave death row to join this prison. Here, the prisoners are occupied. Work relieves tension and allows them to get quite a few benefits. Bill chose to clean up. Every night, while the other prisoners sleep, he cleans the hallways for 25 cents an hour. A derisory salary, but he considers himself lucky.
This job is one of the few that pays, as a preferred job would pay a little bit more because we're usually at nighttime. This helps me to get my odds and ends that I do need. I don't think at all. It keeps me busy. It's a trade that I could use at one time. I mean, there's a lot of malls out there that need their floors buffed, stripped and buffed.
A.m. Other prisoners work during the day and may apply to be employed in the prison business, a workshop that manufactures office furniture. These prisoners are among the highest paid in the prison system, $2 a day, but they never forget where they are.
No, this is prison. We ain't gonna forget that. Let's put that first and foremost. This is a prison. We ain't gonna forget that. You told when to go to bed, when to get up, and you know when to lock in, and so this is a prison. We ain't gonna get that misconstrued. We definitely face reality. It's definitely a prison. We're not happy to be here.
Ollie is serving a 25-year sentence for drug trafficking. As for Michael, he was sentenced for 3 acts of rape to 30 years in prison.
You gotta realize part of the punishment also, we're in prison, so in order to work our way back in society, sometimes we gotta make sacrifices.
If Michael and Ollie were able to get this job, it is because their conduct in prison is exemplary. Give and take, a basic principle found in most American prisons. Those who behave the best not only get the best job, but above all they reduce the length of their sentence. Each month worked is 10 days less in prison.
Every 3 years you get a year. So I can knock 2 years off of that. So like I'll say like 2016 I'll be going home. From the benefit of this job, getting 10 days a month. Save a little money for my kids, send them little birthday gifts and all that. Because when you get locked up, you still got to take care of your kids.
Here, all the prisoners use sharp tools, powerful weapons. How is this possible in a prison?
How you guys doing today?
When the director visits the workshop, we ask him the question.
We're in a prison. There's a pair of scissors on that table. Why isn't that a problem?
If this were anywhere other than right here, that would be a problem. But in this shop, you have a shop instructor who checks these out when they come in. We have tool control. When these guys leave, he knows who has these, and they can't perform this job without these.
This prison seems calm and under control. However, it contains dangerous criminals. Keith was sentenced in 1990 to 70 years in prison for multiple armed assaults and kidnappings with forcible confinement. His first 10 years of detention, Keith spent them in a maximum security prison. But his good behavior allowed him to obtain his transfer here. Today he is one of the few inmates to be able to move freely in the prison. Ultimately, ultimate privilege, he even has the right to an individual cell that he can lock and arrange in his own way.
This is my whole life right here. What do I have? My chess set, my books, my typewriter, television, my radio, pictures of my daughter, my clothes, my music, my CDs, my gospel tapes, a newspaper that I read.
This small comfort helps Keith to support the daily newspaper, but he is well aware that outside, life goes on without him.
A lot of things have happened. My mom passed, my grandparents have passed. I don't know, outside of what I read or see on TV, I don't know what society is like. Somebody was recently telling me that phone booths are just about done away with. They don't have very many phone booths, so I'm trying to grasp that in my mind.
Against the passage of time, Keith can do nothing. His only satisfaction since his transfer here, having survived 10 years in high-security prison.
I think that was probably my biggest fear, that I would probably have to wind up murdering somebody to protect myself from being murdered. I think after making it through hell back there in maximum security and surviving all that, I think I can make it. I'm very optimistic that I can make it.
If Bill has his cell key too, he must share his 10 square meters with a fellow prisoner.
For the time being, it is my home. It's where they put me. It's not my permanent home, I hope, but it's home to me right now.
Before living here, Bill spent 8 years on death row. 8 years to see his fellow prisoners executed by lethal injection while waiting his turn.
There was times when they had executed somebody, they'd locked our jail down, and the lights at the time had gone dim, so you knew that somebody was being executed. It was very quiet, solemn nights at that time. The next day, it was a routine, was in regular process. You know, you went to eat breakfast, you know, get up, recreate, whatever, go to your work or whatever. It was like nothing happened.
Bill hopes to get out of this hell by obtaining one day, perhaps, a review of his sentence. Back to the jail in Orange County, Florida.
Protein packed for strength and recovery. Orgain, it's real nutrition for real life.
Fiverr. Find the right freelance service right away. So that's how they're growing so fast.
In this room, 3 people open some 2,000 letters a day. It is by post that 50% of the products prohibited in prison arrive. Each letter is therefore scrupulously checked.
We check for stains on the outside of the letter, lipstick, and those kind of things that may be considered contraband. This letter has lipstick on it, so it will be sent back as contraband because drugs can be hid in lipstick. We pull the stamps off because drugs can be hid behind the stamps of the letters. Just a little bit, but it's hid behind it. If you feel it, you can feel it with your hand. It feels kind of rough and bumpy. Most of the time, that's how the drugs are going to come in. They're going to try to send it in through the inmate legal mail.
What do you mean by that?
Mail from lawyers and people who represent them in the court. So they know that we're not supposed to open this mail unless you're in front of the inmate. So they're trying to send it in knowing that fact.
Even children's coloring pages are suspect.
What we do is we see whether or not there's anything that's going to come off to make sure that there's nothing that's directed in this letter or the mail piece that might have drugs protocol, of course, can mark off it could possibly have something in it, and they can, they've found inmates that they're reading the letter, and the reason why is because it's drug laced.
Drive to a different spot. You read it on the bottom.
Are all those photos going to be accepted?
No. It's sexual-oriented photo. You have to be like family pictures only. No nudity, no oriented photos. So anything like this, it has to go back.
Some really naive shippers even try to push through plans for future heists.
Someone's telling someone how to steal an ATM machine.
Can you read part of it to me?
It says, materials needed. Stolen truck, heavy duty, Ford 150. Chevy Silverado or Suburban. Concrete saw. It actually even told of a store.
Here, defying prohibitions means grabbing a space of freedom. We are in the women's quarter. They pass the time by making greeting cards, collages. And with colored pencils bought at the prison store, they will be beautiful. The mine reduced to powder becomes coal pencil to highlight the look. A trick of prisoners. Because here, makeup accessories are prohibited. Heather and Ashley are in jail for serious crimes. Heather for assault with a gun, Ashley for murder. Today, with what they found in the prison grocery store, these two criminals are going to cook.
I don't eat lunch. I don't know if you do, because it's going to be bologna. So I'm going to make Texas beef soup.
First step, crush and mix chips of several flavors.
I'm going to go and add water to this. Get some more clean water for this shell.
No knives or sharp objects are allowed here. Ashley cuts the sausage with her prisoner card. This, too, is normally prohibited.
This one is sausage from dinner. It's still good though. I wrapped it good.
By mixing hot water with the crisp powder, Heather gets some kind of sauce which she pours into the glass. During this time, the rest of the moistened chips continue to swell in the packet. This will form the dough. Second step, collect cheese to garnish the burrito. It's rudimentary, but Heather leaves no stone unturned.
Yeah, I can get the cracker out though easily. Flip to the top. Coagulation.
Then it's time to take out the dough.
It's like perfectly square.
Heather now spreads the cheese and she fills the tortilla with the pieces of sausage and Chinese noodles.
Oh my gosh. That's lunch.
While the other inmates fetch the dish from the canteen, Heather and Ashley, they taste their masterpiece with satisfaction. When the meal is over, the young women go back to their cell. Tonight, Heather receives a visit from her boyfriend. She wants to look her best. No makeup products are allowed, let alone accessories such as tweezers, sharp and therefore dangerous. So you still have to be tricky to get around the rules.
Personal tweezers. I gotta be safe. Yeah. Totally don't let the CEOs find it though. Keep it like under your mat or something. But see that? Yeah. And oh my god. Watch it.
Hey, what's going on?
Doing eyebrows.
system. Here, each inmate is entitled to 3 visits per week, instead of just 1 in a traditional prison. But visitors must content themselves with seeing their loved ones from afar.
And your visitor ID number? And what day, what time would you like to visit? Visitor number? Tomorrow at 5? You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Tours take place between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., 7 days a week. They last 45 minutes. But if such schedule flexibility is possible, the price to pay is heavy. Prisoners and their visitors only see themselves filmed through a screen, a virtual system that keeps inmates a little further away the real world and their families. No more face-to-face, no human warmth, all in the name of safety, to avoid the risk of smuggling in the movement of detainees.
Don't most people want to be close physically to the person, even if they can't touch them?
People want to be close to the people they're visiting, but safety overrules that desire on their behalf, but we try to respect that and give them what they need. Some of the advantages to video visitation is that it cuts down on contraband. It's also a safety factor. If there's any conflicts between the visitor and the inmate, if they want to get into a fight, it's on video. No physical damage.
Don't people want to be close to their loved ones, like physically, even if they can't touch them, physically and see them?
Sure, but officer safety and safety for everybody is more important.
Tonight, as planned, Heather has an appointment with her friend. She settles in front of the screen near her cell. He too is in front of a screen, but in another building. They now have 3/4 of an hour ahead of them.
Hey, baby. Did you get my letter today?
Yeah.
How would your interview go?
Cool. Show your drawing? Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. It's okay. Just show it.
It's a baby. Do you remember the Garbage Pail Kids?
Uh-huh. Don't worry about that. That will be our little secret.
When the screen goes black, this is the sign that the visit is coming to an end. As always, Heather's friend comes out frustrated.
I do miss the old contact visits, so I can't lie about that.
Why?
Well, because, you get to hug them before and after the visitation's over. It's just a little impersonalized, but, I understand. Back in the 90s, yeah, where, if you behaved yourself, you were allowed a contact visit with your relatives. And, it was a nice personal touch. Of course, it's always good to see them, but, you're watching them on TV and they're watching you on TV, and you can't reach out to them, but you make the best of it.
Paradoxically, this impersonal system, however, it seems to appeal to some families. No security checks or searches, visitors save time and no longer have to undergo what some experienced as a humiliation. This type of prison tends to become the norm in the United States. Rationalize the conditions of detention as much as possible, even if it means dehumanizing them. It is at this price that the American prison system manages increasing numbers of prisoners.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? The lightweight moisturization of Old Spice lotion is like treating your...
There's still a lot of fat in that. There's not all extra skin because you actually look to be closer to 700 to 800 pounds. So what be doing with your eating habit? How are you getting along with that?
Mostly not good.
So how many times you eating, what you snacking on, and what you eating?
What do you mean, what's he eating? What's he not eating is probably a better question. If he's back at 700 already, I thought he was still at 5. But I guess I'm just giving him too much benefit of a doubt here. Hey, what's up, guys? Sean back with another video, and today, I'm finally gonna do it. I'm gonna check out this clip, Where Are They Now? The saga of the Asante brothers, because so many of you have asked, and I checked out Steven like around Christmas time, right? And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of triggered about a depression in me. Watching that guy for that long, that many days in a row, it made me feel some type of way. He's not my favorite person on earth. And I don't know why I'm subjecting myself to this again, but hopefully he's in a better place. He's a better person. He's no longer the Subway Sauron. Maybe his brother's doing great with that little toy store that he had opened. So we'll just see where the Asantis are at. And I'm excited. Yay.
It's been 2 months since I had my weight loss surgery, and I started back on solid foods. How you guys doing today? You guys want to get the event going?
Yeah, sure.
Let's take a seat and I'll give you guys a kit to do.
Okay. Sounds good.
Once you get to the solid food stage, it's a big friggin' deal. You're able to eat a few more things. You feel a little bit better. And I mean, your stomach still feels weird. I would break into like a full-on sweat every time I would try to eat for about a year. So it's not the most comfortable thing, but maybe his is going better. Maybe I'm a little different. I don't know.
I had a follow-up doctor's appointment in Rhode Island and got my stitches out. And I'm really proud of myself because I was down to 573 then. And I can't remember the last time I weighed this little. I haven't even talked to Dr. Now since I left. But at this point, even without Dr. Now's help, I know that I'm losing weight.
He started ghosting Dr. Now that soon? The dude just kind of cuts out your stomach and you're just out of there? Alright.
Doing really good and I'm working really hard. I run Hobby Haven and I've just been slowly building up the store and now it's thriving. The store has been wonders for me. It's really helping me with my social anxiety issues because I do have to interact with people, and when people come in, you know, they like to talk, so I talk back to them.
Isn't that his dad in the background with that? His beard looks like it's gotten a lot longer. I used to sneak around to a little hobby place like this and play Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments when I was a kid, and I just prayed to God that nobody caught me doing that because I was like a closet nerd at that point.
And people bring their kids or they buy something from the store and they build them while talking to people that have the same interests and the same issues with their social anxiety. And I think it helps them. I mean, it helps me. These kits are very simple. They're under 30 pieces. You just snap them together and they should go together real easy. I've been trying to maintain a healthy life. I've been controlling what I'm eating, walking places, just to try to be healthy. And the transmission is going that way.
So this, you just let it sit there?
Yeah, and then you line up the peg that's on the bottom of that one.
This way?
Yep. My dad's going back down to Houston soon to see Steven. And he wants me to go back down there. But I don't want to see Steven again. And now I'm doing better without Steven.
I think we might have seen this bit before from the last one. I don't know, is this part of an old episode? I don't remember if this was part of the one before, but he seems like he's in his element with this thing.
And I'm glad to finally have him out of my life, because now there's no longer anything standing in my way.
I'm really excited about everything right now. The last couple of weeks have been good. Really good. Things happen in life we can't explain, I guess. It just...
You mean this guy found somebody to tiddly his winks? I don't believe it. He was a sad sack of something, dude. Like, he was awful. What woman wanted to subject herself to that? What was she... Was she turned on by the jiggle? Some women are just chubby chasers. You'll get messages like, hey, put your belly on my back. You get crazy stuff.
Things just happen. I'm still working on getting my life together. And it's just so hard without painkillers. Especially since I really don't have anyone to take care of me. But I've been learning to take care of myself. And I've gotten pretty good at it. So that means cleaning up after myself. And cleaning up helps me get a little exercise too. So right now, I'm just cleaning up a little and trying to make the place more relaxing and smell a little better.
Get rid of the stink from all those. Didn't he have pee jugs laying everywhere and like Domino's, like reward points all over the place? He could have used them as wallpaper. He had so much damn Domino's receipts lying around. But at least he's in a better place. He's picking up after himself. That lady doesn't have to deal with him that was in like his home health care aide, whatever she was.
Because I actually met a woman and I have a girlfriend now. And she's coming to pick me up. Really amazing, right? Her name is Stephanie, and I'm going to be moving in with her in Iowa with her daughter.
and she invited you? What is this lady on? She's out of her ever-loving mind wanting to deal with you.
I'm going to be relocating 14-something hours away, and my cat as well, and few things I'm going to bring with me, and I'm just mostly in shock about it and trying to process what's going to happen in the next few days.
Does this man have, like, handcuffs around his neck? What are those little handcuffs for? Maybe he handcuffs the cat to a chair or something so you don't have to take care of it.
But hopefully, this is a pivotal moment in my life, and I could start looking to a better future, because I think we make a good team. Basically, how it went down is I was doing an internet video chat where people could see you from a social media page. She was...
So he found somebody on Fat and Friendly online, and they linked up. She has a daughter. Oh my God, this lady is out of her mind.
One of the people that were in there, and then I noticed in the messenger, she says, would really like to get to know you. And I noticed that, clicked on it, and that's when we began to chat. And it just led on from there. We've only been talking for a couple months, and she came down and got a hotel, and she sent a car out to pick me up, and I went there, and the rest is history.
This poor lady can't afford a vibrator. She could have saved herself a lot of trouble if that would have worked out.
Starting a new chapter and moving is definitely a big change for me, because I've never been in a steady, serious relationship with a real girl in person. Especially...
What does he mean by that? With a real girl? You have animated ones? This guy 100% had a crusty body pillow, didn't he? Ew, Steven, what's wrong with you?
A woman that has a child. Her daughter's 13, and she's looking forward to my arrival to Iowa, but I never met her yet. Me giving parental guidance to a teenager is new to me, but I'm going to just go with the flow. I don't want to overthink it too much. But I'm definitely still trying to lose weight. And I would love to have skin surgery if I lost enough weight. And
that just sounds like a terrible idea. Letting this guy be a stepdad? Like, she's putting herself in all kinds of crazy... What are you doing, woman?
And he wants to help me. She really, really does. She does not believe in frozen food. She believes in home-cooked meals. And only home-cooked meals. So I feel extremely blessed that I have found a woman that wants to help me with all of my goals. It's going to be a positive side effect. And it's also going to help me lose weight quicker, because I'm not going to be so focused on food. I'm going to be focused on sex.
Whoa, Steven. Say what you really mean, buddy. Trying to make the beast with 6 backs, or 6 flaps, I mean. But, Steven, obviously that's the first thing he's worried about. He's never had a real girlfriend, he said, okay? He's sitting out here banging cardboard cutouts, so obviously that poor 13-year-old having to be in that house, man. Oh, man, they better get her some earplugs.
I feel like the light at the end of the tunnel has finally shined on me brighter now.
I could make all kinds of jokes about the light at the end of the tunnel with what he just said, but I'm not going to. I'm going to preserve myself this time.
Ever since I got a girlfriend, my dad and bro got both jealous. They started calling her things like a prostitute, a star, and things like that, because she's so beautiful, I guess, and so they think she has to be a star to be with me. But she...
What? Excuse me? Your dad, the woman that is taking you off of his hands, he is going to badmouth? What? She's a damn saint in my book.
She's not. She's a total opposite. She's a massage therapist. They're just saying all those things because they're jealous, and they can either accept it or not accept it. I really don't care, because my relationship with them is not so good. I talk to my dad occasionally, but I don't talk to my bro because we just don't understand each other. He will never understand me. We are two different people.
Because you treated him like trash, stole his medication after his surgery and was just a downright horrible human being. So yes, your brother probably hates your guts. He probably will for a long time. There's going to be a lot of therapy involved in trying to fix that thing.
But I've definitely spoken to them and defended that she is not what they say she is. She's not. You know, besides taking money, they don't give you money and gifts. And they don't buy a beautiful house in Iowa and move you in and want to take care of you. Star prostitutes don't do that.
This guy got a sugar mama. Oh my God, all the rest of us baddies are down bad, huh? My girl's wonderful though, don't get me wrong, but this guy got, and some of you are complaining you can't get in a relationship. Look at this. This guy's got like elephantitis and he's still, oh my God.
I definitely want to keep in contact with Dr. Nazardin via webcam or something like that. And when he feels I'm ready to come back for skin surgery, then yeah, I would still want him to be my surgeon. And I want to show them I'm still committed and that I met somebody and I think he would be shocked at the girlfriend part, especially if he finds out what she looks like. Jeez.
I got me a baddie and she does rub downs. Oh yeah, baby. She's gonna lick all of those toes.
No one believes me, but the scale says all, and the scale doesn't lie. So I'm sticking to the diet no matter what, and I'm already working to lose more weight. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Because I feel like I have this second chance to have a future ahead of me in the life I want with my girlfriend and her child. And I'm not letting this one slip through my hands, no matter what.
You think this is how I got my tan? Think again. Create your own sunshine with Jergens Natural Glow.
Does a rising tide really lift all boats? Well, rising tides can do a lot of things.
On Chewy, get a free $20 e-gift card with your first food order.
Women will make you do funny things, like actually work on weight loss. What?
Steven, you want to get married to Stephanie? Yes. And Stephanie, you want to get married to Steven? Yes. Okay.
What in the Farfig Newton is going on here? And your brother and dad didn't show up? Ouch. They must really not like this lady for some reason. In my book, she's an angel.
Steven, you have a ring for Stephanie? All right, take your ring. Place it on the third finger of her left hand. And repeat after me with this ring. What's this ring? IV Wed. IV Wed. Very good. And Stephanie, you have a ring for Steven? All right, take your ring, place it on the third finger of his left hand. And repeat after me with this ring.
I wonder what size ring he wears. I just bought my girl a ring, just like a hey, thanks for supporting me ring. But I'm just kind of curious what his finger would measure out to.
IV Wed. Very good. So, pursuant to the express desires of the parties and by virtue of the authority vested in me as a judge of the District Court of the State of Iowa, I now pronounce the two of you married. Stephen, you may kiss the bride. Wow.
Was that noise the floor creaking? But yeah, congratulations. I'm very happy for you. You got a massage, matrimony, whatever. The honeymoon should be great. Just no honey buns in the honeymoon. Well, you can glaze some buns, just don't eat honey buns.
I've been back in Rhode Island for about 4 months, and I feel like I've been losing a lot of weight. And I've been working hard to do that. I've been doing Dr. Now's 1,200 calorie diet and sticking with that. And trying to do as much exercise as possible. And I really want to keep this momentum going. Today, me and Tony are going to look at apartments and start the process of me seeing if I can find a place that I can afford and that works for me.
What? Both of them got a lady friend? His appears to be a little older. Maybe they're both kind of going the cougar sugar mama angle.
I spent the last couple of months learning everything I needed to be able to take care of myself. And I feel like I'm ready.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, Ronnie Fraley.
Justin Asante.
Nice to meet you, Justin. All right, so you're looking for some apartments in the Providence area, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, I know we didn't get a chance to speak on the phone. Is there a specific, price range or amount of bedrooms that you're looking for?
1 bedroom.
1 bedroom?
Yes.
she's not actually moving in here. Maybe my dirty mind is just running wild, but mine kind of lives in the gutter. You guys have figured that out.
I could probably show you 2 apartments here in Providence. The unit that I can show you right now, it's actually upstairs. We rent it out ourselves. So if you want, we can just go right now and take a look at it. And then you can follow me to the other location. It's over near Providence College, so they're both in great areas, okay? All right.
Justin, you go ahead up in front.
I'm really excited about how far I come and the progress I've been making. And I'm running a successful business now. And I can stop providing for myself. So there's no reason I shouldn't be taking this step.
Isn't it kind of crazy to see, like, just how much they've matured through, like, losing the